MVP race this year has been a highly debated topic. With so much top-end talent in the league, you can make a case for a lot of different players. At the start of the season, some people predicted Luka, and then Joel Embiid took over as the frontrunner along with LeBron James. But now, with both of them either out or coming off a stretch of missed games, there's a new frontrunner that's emerged from the rest of the pack. And that person is Nikola Jokic. Jokic is having an absolutely monster season. He's put the Nuggets on his back, and they're on the cusp of securing home court advantage in an absolutely stacked Western Conference. In this video, we'll go over why Jokic's season is so historic, the amount of help that he's working with, and why he deserves the MVP award. Be sure to leave a comment below on who you think should win the MVP award, and as always, turn that notification bell on and subscribe so you can support me putting out NBA related videos. Also, be sure to leave a like on the video because that's the best way to support me and my channel. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start off by learning a little bit about Jokic's journey to the NBA. Nikola Jokic is a 26-year-old Serbian basketball player, and he played professional basketball as a youth, playing in various leagues overseas and on some international teams. He eventually went on to declare for the NBA draft in 2014. The Denver Nuggets selected him with the 41st overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft. While Jokic wasn't anything to write home about during his rookie season, there was a clear foundation for a solid NBA player. It wasn't until the 2018-2019 season that Jokic would average 20 points per game for the first time in his career. The following year, which was the playoff bubble, saw Jokic take a slight decline in production. He turned it on in the playoffs though, and with the help of Jamal Murray, he willed his way to the Western Conference, ultimately being eliminated by the Lakers in 5 games. But this year, it's clear that Jokic is back with a vengeance. Jokic is putting up absolutely unprecedented numbers for a modern big man. At the time of this recording, Jokic is averaging 26.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 8.5 assists per game. His efficiency is even more mind-boggling. He's shooting 56.7% from the field, 42.9% from 3, and 86.7% from the line. For a big man, that kind of efficiency is insane. His defense is also somewhat improved. He's averaging a career high in blocks per game with 1.5. But more importantly is the fact that he's top 10 in scoring, top 10 in rebounds per game, top 10 in assists per game, and he has the second highest player efficiency rating in the entire NBA. He also leads the NBA in offensive win shares per 48 minutes, offensive box plus minus, and VORP, value over replacement player. For a big man to be so versatile and to be able to play so many different roles for your team is something we've never seen before. His impact is absolutely undeniable for Denver. We've seen some versatile bigs before, but never on the level and consistency of Nikola Jokic. Obviously, to be considered an MVP caliber player, it's important to look at the team around the candidate. Who are they playing with? How good are his teammates? After all, having other all-star/superstar teammates is something that's been used as a knock against players in the MVP race for years now. Nikola Jokic doesn't have any all-star teammates. His second best teammate is Jamal Murray, who's averaging 21 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. These are solid numbers, but by no means is he an all-star. After that, he's got guys like Michael Porter Jr., Will Barton, recently Aaron Gordon, but none of these guys are what anyone would consider all-star level players. This is where the definition of MVP becomes a little murky. Some just think it's the best player on the best team, and that's fine. Some think it's narrative based. But based on the stats, the amount of help around him, and what he's doing on a nightly basis to keep Denver in contention, he fits the very literal definition of MVP. Without him, the Nuggets would potentially be fighting for a play-in spot. If you look at the current landscape of the NBA right now, the MVP candidates have been riddled with injuries as of late. LeBron suffered an unfortunate ankle injury and is out indefinitely, and Embiid injured his knee and will finally be returning soon, but he's missed a fair chunk of games, and no player that's missed as many games as he has ever won MVP before. The other candidates just aren't doing quite what Jokic is doing. Players like Dame and Giannis and Luka will probably start getting some buzz, but with the trajectory that the Nuggets are on, it's hard to see anyone surpassing him at this point in the season. We're almost 50 games in, meaning there's only 22 games left in the regular season. There's still plenty of time for another player to make it competitive, but if the season were to end right now, it's Jokic. While his defense isn't really anything to write home about, the Nuggets' recent addition of Aaron Gordon will allow Jokic to focus more on offense and less on trying to make himself passable on defense. The biggest thing going against Jokic right now is the fact that it's hard to win MVP without securing a top 2 seed. With how well the Suns and Jazz are performing, it'll be tough for Jokic to get them to the top of the West. If he managed to do it, I think it's pretty clear who the MVP should be. So who do you think should win MVP this year? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, as that's the best way to help support this channel, and be sure to turn that notification bell on so you can help support me continuing to make content. I'll see you guys in the next one.